talk about professional wrestling.
Nobody knows the whole story, so I'll tell you.
How about you, Jason?
Oh, this is like a murder room. This is great.
Lots of black sex magicians out there, right?
And look down like, what the fuck?
Oh, we're gonna just do it this way and nobody's gonna stop us.
I want to show that a real champion has to do things for the community, for your people, for other women, you know?
In this business, what you sell is emotions. If you manage to get people invested, you did it.
After rehearsal videotapes.
It's time for another MMM show.
Welcome to another edition of Mass Mats and Mayhem. I am your host, Justin Outlaw Harvey. You can find me on social media at JustinHarvey75. You can find the entire show on social media at MMMShow75. And I'm joined, as always, by the most gallant man in all of Mexico, the connoisseur of football, not soccer, but the other football that's played with feet. Tony Allen at Tony Allen. How's it going? We're going to ignore that there's somebody sitting down there for a minute, because what I want you guys to know is we always want to bring you up to speed. We want you guys to know what's going on in the world of wrestling. And there are more people than just us, believe it or not, that are aware of wrestling. There are a lot of people out there with great takes, and we have found one of them. I'm going to let Tony introduce her, because Tony has discovered the magic of Daniela, but he's not the only one. She has lots and lots and lots and lots of followers. Tony just happened to be the one of us that found Daniela, and she's amazing. But Tony, take it away. Tell us about our guest today on Mass Mats and Mayhem.
Welcome, everybody. Tony Allen here. Well, our guest today is Dani Jimenez. She is a communications professional, and she is what we like to call a professional wrestling fan, right? She has a lot of passion. She says that she has 17 years of wrestling fandom. We will talk about this and how that has shaped her life and those around her, because there's some terrible fans out there that will pull her to the ringer trying to figure out. She has built her platform as Dani La de las Luchas, a content creator known for bringing fresh and feminine perspective to WWE and the global world of wrestling. Through her work, Dani aims to transform wrestling fandom into a more inclusive, creative, and vibrant community. Welcome to the show.
Hi, it's a pleasure for me to be here with you guys, because a lot part of my life I never talked to people about wrestling, or when I talked about wrestling it was like okay, I really don't care. So at that time of my life where I could be in this place with another people that love wrestling, that's just such a dream come true for me. So thank you for having me.
I think we've all experienced that a little bit.
Yeah,
wrestling fans, it's an odd passion that people who know what you're talking about and see it, they're like looking around and they're like, okay, you're cool, we can talk about this. And then other times you're like, oh, I better be quiet and stop mentioning Randy Macho Man Savage in casual conversation, because these people are looking at me like I'm insane.
Weird.
Yeah, as a woman, it's a little bit because it's like, I know you're a woman. Yeah, shut up. You're a woman. You don't talk about it. So it's maybe a little bit different. But with the only two people in the world that I talked wrestling was my brothers, because I teach him about wrestling. So are you
the eldest of
yeah, I have a brother like 26 and other 11. So I can teach them. So
parents took a break on that,
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, Dani, for the fans or fans meeting you for the first time, if you want to give us a little bit of background, how do you get to like lucha libre? Because you're a pro wrestling fan more than like a lucha libre fan. It's not
Yeah.
like my case, that my first show was a local AAA match that I went to watch when I was a kid. So this is more like you're into the global version of it, which is the WWE, right? How do you did you just turn on the TV and like, oh, John Cena, and is that how this worked out?
Yeah, it's something like that. I went to my uncle's house and he was seeing a SmackDown. So when I looked at the TV, it was The Undertaker, no lights, just The Undertaker in the middle of the ring with a micro and the purple light on his face. And I just like, my uncle says like, oh, it's wrestling and he's The Undertaker and he's dead. And I was like, what? I or 12, something like that, and I really don't understand what he means with his dad. And he told me it's just on cable. It's not that was not easy at the time on Mexico, but
Right.
since that day, I mean, 18 years ago from that moment, so that really got me.
See, that's the powerful that's like the power of those kind of characters, that they will just draw you in, and you will just like, oh, okay, I need more of that. And let's talk about a little bit about that part, because this is something that I always bring into the show, right? When I talk about the accessibility of watching the shows, how I we share a nationality. However, we are from very different parts of Mexico, which I don't know if for those listening and watching right now, it's a very vast and diverse country, right? So how were you able to get programming WWE? Do you had to actually get cable? I mean, it was difficult at one time because they did try to put it on TV Azteca at one point, right, which was like an open channel, but
Mhm.
then it went away, right, almost immediately. Like they really don't make that effort. At that time, they didn't make that effort to put it on like accessibility for TV. How do you went about watching this?
The transmission had I don't know, maybe one week later of that happened, really.
Right, it was like a
So
replay. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Maybe John Cena get the champion, and I know that 2 weeks later or something like
Right,
that. I mean, on Facebook and other things, that was not like now that you only open Facebook and you know everything. I mean, in that time, it doesn't happen. So the pay-per-view, for example, I went to the market, I don't know how to say tianguis.
oh yeah, it's like a street market, yeah, flea market. She went to
Yeah,
a flea market, yes.
yeah, and maybe the pay-per-view that last night, they have it on Monday. Maybe. I mean, if you got luck,
What she's
but
saying is she will purchase uh not legit. She will purchase pirated
Right.
DVDs. That's what she's saying. Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's legit. That I mean, that if they don't make it available, you have to find it somehow because that's what you like, right?
yeah, and había páginas,
Sí, sí.
piratas también.
Sí, so pirate website, yes. I mean,
Ajá, ajá.
this is all fine. Like this is a kind of point of view, because I don't want to say my friends here in the show, they're being spoiled by accessibility to they you know what they do. No, hold on, let me, you know what they do, they don't watch wrestling sometimes because there is too much wrestling available,
Too
you
much.
know. Yeah,
Yes.
there's too much wrestling available. So that you know, but
But also keep
yeah,
in mind, my real wrestling fandom started in the early and mid 90s. And
he's old.
what we were trying to do was find lucha libre and Japanese wrestling
Right.
and ECW stuff that was hard to find, or because it was only on in the middle of the night and it changed times every week or whatever. So yes, we had obviously AWA back in the day and NWA and WWE or WWF at the time and WCW later, but I got into tape trading which was, bootleg and tapes that had been copied 10 or 12 different times, and the quality was terrible. You'd be watching some grainy tape from All Japan Wrestling, or the first time I ever saw Lucha Libre was Rey Mysterio versus Psicosis from ECW. And it was on a tape that I traded with somebody, but I wasn't at that event and I never saw it. And then the first luchador I ever saw perform live was Super Crazy at an ECW event. And then I was very happy when I went to the Lucha Libre Museum in Tijuana. Super Crazy was actually there, and I finally got to meet him. So like my first experience seeing Lucha Libre live became the first, and I couldn't believe that he was actually at the Lucha Libre Museum the first day I went there. But when you get that passion for wrestling, it's not surprising that you are buying the pirate tapes or buying whatever. Like once you get that passion, you're trying to figure out however you can get it. And here in America, Raw and Nitro were on against each other. So if you were a real fan, you had to watch one of them and tape the other one, or you had to watch Raw and then WCW had a replay where you would be up until 3 a.m. watching 5 hours or whatever of wrestling every Monday night. It was crazy.
And I think there's this part, especially in like Mexican culture, and Daniela can corroborate this, I guess, elaborate more. But there is a great part of the fandom that does live, in general, does live on the street. There is, bootleg shirts. So they're not official shirts. That even better than the shirts that they make, right? There's famous people outside of, events, and then you go like, oh man, why can WWE make this shirt? This is a lot better. So it's I think that's one of the coolest things, right, Daniela? And also that makes community, I think.
Yeah.
You can find community when you go to these places.
Yeah, when I go to the market at that time, there is a few places where you can find a lot of things of WWE. I mean, toys, posters, T-shirts, original DVDs, original magazines, and it was crazy. I mean, I save all my money for the school, and Saturday when I went to the market, I spent a lot of money, and I have a lot of these things now. I mean, I take care of my things, and I have it. I love a lot of things. And at that time, I was on secondary. My partners, my man partners, they talk about a lot of wrestling with me, and it was great because they understand what really that really cares me, and we played wrestling. I mean, I'm not fighter, but my position was put the music for the wrestlers. And I was like, "Oh, here's come Triple H." And
so she's production already when she's like,
yeah.
In this community, were you able to like feel comfortable? Because I know like this happens to, I see it all the time. So we are here to support women's wrestling, whether it's the wrestlers, the female wrestlers, whether it's the promotions that promote women's wrestling, or whether it's content creators like you. Were you able to feel comfortable? Because every time there is this guys fandom thing, right? In like music, like this happens all the time. Hey, I will say this in Spanish, Justin. A ver, dime 5 canciones de Metallica. Like, like they will ask you this kind of ridiculous question to justify your fandom. Like, no, I just like it, man. What were you able to find that at early, or you had to struggle, and it has, or have you ever been able to find it just like that, right? Because you make content that's a platform, and it's complicated.
At that time, my friends support me a lot, and I never received something like that. Like, oh no, you're not a great fan, or you're not a truly fan. But now, maybe not a lot. I mean, 4 comments like, "Oh no, shut up, you're a woman," and it's like, especially at the time where we saw a woman division that is really, really, really up. So that makes me feel so uncomfortable, and maybe it breaks my heart because I mean we are in another time. We have a lot of great wrestlers, women wrestlers that how do you say lo
Dime.
están cargando.
Oh, they're carrying
Ajá,
the industries. Yes, you're correct. Yeah,
yeah.
there is this particular brand called NXT that will not survive without the women. Let me tell you that much. I'm not even. I don't care. I don't care. I will say it. I've been saying it for a while, but I'm not gonna get in trouble. But that's it. NXT will not work without the women, and they
Yeah, I
keep
mean,
producing
who are you
women.
watching? Jada Parker or Miles Bourne? Jada Parker.
Who?
Who am I watching? Dark State or Saul Ruka and Zaruka breaking up? Like, come on, what?
Come on.
I
Yeah.
think we know what the best part of NXT is right now. It is definitely the women's division. They're holding that entire showdown.
Yeah, sometimes on Raw is the same. I mean, I seen Raw just for the woman maybe. So I think that happened too with the women's created content. But I think that WWE on this case made that kind of fandom. So I think it's just a reaction of the things that
Yeah. I mean, the product in the late 90s, early 2000s, which was what
yeah.
I was around.
Right.
It was really, focused on that. Yeah, that was the
Mhm.
shock value of TV, shock TV, right? It was Mud and Lita, getting it on with
Right. Bra and
yeah,
panties
so
matches
brown
and
panties matches, which is
single white female stalkers but Daniela, I have to ask you, like, being a woman is part of the attraction to wrestling, the fact that you have like strapping half naked men running around, like, does that help from a female perspective? Because I've always thought it was odd that I would talk to girls and they'd be like, "Oh, wrestling ick," and blah blah blah, and I'd be like, "Have you seen these guys? Like, you don't. That's not appealing to you." And then sometimes I'll see, we'll be watching wrestling and a girl would be around or something, then you'd catch them like, "Oh wow, like maybe I should be watching wrestling." Is that part of the appeal for women, or does it not matter for you?
Uh, for me, no. But I mean, with my friends, my girls' friends, they are like, oh my god, they are so hot, and I don't know. But that's not the thing that I prefer to put my attention. I mean, I love Drew McIntyre with all my heart, and I always say that he's the most handsome man I ever seen in my life.
wow.
But but that's not a reason that makes me put all my attention on WWE.
I have to ask you this too, because I'm curious, and this is kind of for both of you guys. What is the impact culturally of American wrestling in Mexico as opposed to lucha libre? Is it awkward to have fandom for American style wrestling, or does it all kind of blend together?
I don't know how Tony see that, but I think in the past the lucha libre was untouchable. I mean, you can say you can mix it, and the people always say things like, "Oh no, that's the real lucha libre." I mean, it's the only lucha libre, is the real lucha libre. That's the way that in Mexico we see the wrestling. But now I don't know if with the WWE entrance to the Latino market, I don't know, but I think that it really changed.
For a while, because again, I did grow up in the States, so it was a mixture of things. But when I was in Mexico, and I will be like, "Oh my God, Stone Cold Steve Austin," and things like that, they will go, "Oh, that's the fake one." So
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
there's like levels of fakeness in this thing, right? They were like, no, the American version is fake. We got the real, like these guys are real. Later on, it became a little more acceptable to watch both. But there was, yeah, like Daniela mentions, it was untouchable with the fact that you couldn't even say like it will be considered a sport, right? Like a real event. And it was like these guys will destroy each other. And I mean, uh, my kayfabe radar was always open, so I was like, yeah, well, yeah, I'm pretty sure these guys are
But
humans.
I mean, I get that though. Being a fan of lucha libre later, that the purity, I don't necessarily consider it the fakeness or the realness, but the purity of lucha libre as a tradition was stronger than the American wrestling, because American wrestling was so carny and done differently at different places, and and it didn't respect itself, whereas lucha libre for the most part did tend to always respect itself, whether you were on the CMLL side or the AAA side or wherever you fell. There's still a certain level of purity to the art form, which I don't know if America ever stuck to. I mean, you can say a lot of things about how creative Vince McMahon was, but purity was certainly not his strong suit. He was changing things all the time, and he never even stayed true to his own rules. So it makes sense to me that would be kind of the case. But so why for you, Daniela, were you more interested in American style wrestling than lucha libre? Because you said that attitude, and don't get me wrong, the Attitude Era was awesome. So if I was a kid and I was seeing the thing that had been around all the time, or I was seeing Attitude Era, I'd be like,
but
it's totally D-Generation X. But
I
like,
think she caught the very end of it, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
you are more of if I may, you are more of a ruthless aggression era.
Yeah,
Kind of.
and when I started to watch WWE, I mean 2009, Randy Orton versus Triple H, Undertaker versus Edge.
Right.
It was at that time. I think it's the PG era.
It is a PG era, yes.
I
It's
I,
not
I
even
think
ruthless aggression.
no.
Okay, she's so young. Yes, see, we're old. That's why.
And at the time there, I think now, and I saw the matches at that time, and there is no
So
blood.
you gone back. You go
Yeah,
back and watch. Okay.
yeah, and there is no blood. There is a lot of pyro. There is such a PG. And when in 2009, I think that's the most greatest time for WWE in Mexico, because we have it on national TV and on the chips on on everywhere. We have WWE notebooks everywhere. But the audience, I mean, is I think that was for a child at that time.
I love this point of view, bro. Like, I'm sorry, I just like this point of view because it just like opens my mind. Because we always talk about this part that like the cycles of wrestling, right? And how well they caught me when I was in my teenage years, but they got her when she was a child. So she did grow up to this point, right? And she got to see all this development now. And now it has evolved into something else. We don't know. I don't know what to call the streaming era. I don't know what it's called. I really don't get it.
yes, that is
Well,
accurate. The streaming era.
yeah, but it is very interesting to see how I probably didn't experience it the same way, especially around that time, because that's when it turned me off. This is the interesting part, Daniela, because
Uh-huh.
this is when wrestling, especially because I moved to Canada and I discovered indie wrestling. I live everywhere. I discovered indie wrestling in Canada, so I will go to like DJ shows in the middle of nowhere and just like a ring. But it does it the interesting part because you uh, you experience wrestling exactly in the era where a lot of people, I will say, supposedly stop watching it. So do you have that is your period of time, so you appreciate it and you like it, even though a lot of people they're old farts like me, and the oldest fart over there, uh don't appreciate that era. But that is your wrestling. If you go back and watch that is your what is the other eras that you enjoy, if not as much, the ones that you enjoy, on the same kind of spectrum, right? Well,
The 90s, especially
yeah,
for Shawn
it was
Michaels.
fun.
Especially,
Yeah,
I mean,
it was.
look, one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah,
If you're
he's
Yeah.
going to pick
amazing.
one, and
Yeah.
that was kind of so. You like Shawn Michaels? Who from the PG era and the Attitude era was your favorite? Was it Cena? Was it who? Undertaker? Who was
Undertaker. Yeah, I have
Undertaker?
it. I,
You have
yeah.
Oh,
Undertaker's
see, now we're
tattoo.
talking. She got the dead man.
Yeah, and CM Punk. I really, really, really love CM Punk.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wait.
See, now I was a big fan of CM Punk, but I was not watching during the pipe bomb era or when he was really champion. Like I always tell people, and I'm kind of like Tony this way. Like I didn't watch WWE at all when Daniel Bryan was there. I didn't watch like the Divas era. I didn't see AJ Lee. I didn't see the Bellas. I didn't see that CM Punk title run. I had kind of like I had been a big ECW fan, and then when that all kind of went away, I kind of left wrestling. And then Lucha Underground is one of the big things that brought me back to wrestling. So I missed a lot of it, and I go back and watch some of that stuff now, and it's actually really good. And I actually really enjoy it a lot. But for me, I missed a lot of the era that is what you loved. But it's also great that Undertaker was one of the things
Yeah,
that was still going in that era because he is clearly from, late 80s, what, WrestleMania 8 on?
yeah. And also, so this brings me to this point. I'm loving this. So, do you feel targeted right now by WWE in their nostalgia?
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
I'm
are
that
they
kind.
talking to you right now?
Yeah, I'm that kind of fan because at that time, I mean, 2008, 9, until 2013, 14, I really love WWE. I mean, the pipe bomb, Alberto Del Rio, when Alberto Del Rio came to WWE, I really love
Right,
it.
right.
And that's just that's my era. I love AJ Star, AJ Lee. I really love AJ Lee. So that's my era. And now I'm the people that say, oh, please, I need to see AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch on Saturday
Oh,
because I'm that kind of disgusting fan of WWE. But I think that's because I was a child. So
Right.
it's something like, oh, I'm not a child anymore, and that's remember me my yeah that
your childhood.
Well, and the fans like me that are older need to pass the torch to you because for me to see my childhood in the ring is to see guys like Ric Flair try to wrestle again or Steve Austin to run around with his broken knees and try to do something. But we still have Rey Mysterio, who is my age, who still gets in there and does it. And not only is he my age, but he's also from my generation of wrestling because I was watching him wrestle when he was 18 years old and I was 18 years old, which is crazy to me that, 34 years later, he's still wrestling and he's been wrestling for almost 40 years now, which is crazy. But
He's been
yeah,
wrestling my lifetime. That's crazy.
yeah, I mean, he's the wrestling equivalent of the Red Hot Chili Peppers to me. I've seen the Red Hot Chili Peppers perform in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. In 5 different decades, I've seen the Red Hot Chili Peppers perform. And in 4 different decades, I've seen Rey Mysterio live perform, which is crazy to me. But the rest of my generation of nostalgia is gone, and I feel like we have to let it go. And a lot of my generation was asking, like, why weren't there people from Attitude Era and before at Royal Rumble? Like, because they're 68 years old. It should be the AJ Lees now. It should be, that era of people coming back. Of, I guess you can't really have Beth Phoenix anymore because her husband went to the other place, but that
Well, you
era.
never know anymore. So
Yeah. But who would you want to see besides the Bellas or AJ come back from that era? Like who would be exciting nostalgia for you?
Maybe Maurice at that time. I mean, in this time of the women's division, because at that time when the Divas era, I mean, they just have 5 minutes on the ring with
Oh yeah,
entrance.
very cool.
yeah.
You can see anything about it. And for example, I read a lot of AJ Lee now that people say something like, "Oh no, she's not great. It's just nostalgic." I don't. People that say like, "Oh, she's just acting like a kid," and I said like, "No, she's crazy. I mean, that's the character. She's crazy. She is not a kid." But when people say something like, "Oh, she's not a great wrestler," or I just think like at that time she can prove that she was a great wrestler, but with 5 minutes she did it great. So
Right.
that's the thing with that Divas era. Um, for example, with Maurice, I really love to see how can she do it now
Now.
when we have woman matches like 30 minutes 45 minutes, so maybe.
She was in real good shape. Maurice always had very good cardio. I don't know if she had the deepest move set. I don't know if she had a lot of different moves, but she was in better shape than a lot of the other divas. But that's why I really loved the Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch cage match that happened a while back. And the buildup was terrible. And we talked trash about it. And we said that it wasn't going to be anything. And I am one of those fans that I love to be proven wrong. And when those two got in the cage together, it did. She was probably one of the last ones from my era of wrestling that got back in there and justified it of like, hey guys, yeah, I know I was in a bunch of bra and panties matches and I did all the dumb Vince stuff. But guess what? I also was a fitness model and I was super jacked and in really good shape and I can wrestle. Let me show you. Now that all that's gone, let me get in here with one of the best around now and I will have a banger in a cage. Let's go. And she did. And I was like, this one, I mean, she's not that much younger than me either. She's been around a long time. She's in her mid 40s. And for her to get out there and just go like that after not really being in the ring for 10 years was impressive to me. And I like what they're doing with AJ Lee. I just wish she was a heel because I think a lot of the stuff she's doing right now is like Rudo 101. Why? And she's very full of herself and cocky. And I mean, it's so is CM Punk, but I just think I almost wish she wasn't connected to CM Punk right now because I think she would make a better heel character. I would love to hate her.
Yeah, I think the same because uh, for me, Becky Lynch and AJ Lee are the same character. I mean, they are crazy too. So it doesn't make me sense who is less crazy than the other one. So that makes me feel weird. But at the ring, I really, really want to see her AJ Lee match, a long match for AJ Lee.
Justin brought up something about the fact that I don't know if you had been able to experience WWE or wrestling in the United States. Have you ever go to a show over there?
No.
Well, but you have gone to like WWE shows in Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The tickets here in Monterrey, in San Pedro Garza Garcia, for AAA are more expensive than the SmackDown in whatever Indiana they're gonna be. So tickets, front row seats for AAA are $618, and tickets in SmackDown tonight are probably $546. So just so we know that's what's happening, right? Is it selling out the culture? Is it the economy gonna kill us? How do you feel about this?
I really don't like it because we don't have a lot of money for entertainment. I mean, I really don't like it that the prices are so high. I mean, for Arena Mexico,
Yeah.
you can be there for on race,
Yeah, on the top, yeah, on the top part, yeah.
like uh, 20 no, $10, $250.
175 pesos. Yeah, they're like $10.
Ah,
Yeah, pretty much
$10,
$10.
$15.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like they're getting away with it now, and it's a mistake on their part because it can't last, and there will be a breaking point, but they haven't reached the point of saturation yet. And I think what we're finding in America is that WWE, especially, and this already happened to AEW, reached a point of saturation, which is, you know, they're doing 2 live shows a week, 3 on a pay-per-view week, 4 if you add in an NXT pay-per-view sometimes, like, or an NXT, road show. And American audiences are getting to the point now where it's reached the point of saturation. You can't charge me $3,000 for SmackDown because I saw it when it was in town 4 months ago. And people have the access to it. But it's also one of the reasons why WWE has been so conscious of taking shows out of the country and touring Europe and other places more regularly. They can get those prices. It's more unique. I thought the Puerto Rico Backlash was an amazing event, and like, why haven't they gone back to Puerto Rico 4 more times since then? Like, why wouldn't you? Great audience. They sold the place out. They made tons of money. The ticket prices were ridiculous, but
No, you need Bad Bunny in every one of those.
right. But I mean, but
know how
also
much
the
it
whole
costs.
island is saving up for one show. Whereas here in America, if I miss the Cleveland show, I can go to the Detroit show in 2 months. I can,
Well, like,
know,
just think about this, right? Do you want to go to Vegas for WrestleMania, or you want to go to Puerto Rico for WrestleMania? Like,
Correct.
like, right? Like, if you're gonna make it a destination where you can actually take your family, and you take them to the beach with the sandy beaches with the blue skies and the blue ocean, instead of
and I
just
did
going to like
WrestleMania
Sin City.
in Las Vegas last year, and I would not, I did not like it. I liked Philadelphia a lot more. Got to see Cody finish the story and got to see my bud Karrion Kross, and it was just really enjoyable. Can barely tell you what happened at WrestleMania last year. It was a pain in the butt to get around to indie shows and to the convention and then the arena, and like Vegas was. I feel like my WrestleMania Vegas experience was meeting Uber drivers. And and in Philadelphia, my WrestleMania experience was meeting wrestlers, meeting wrestling fans, feeling like I was a part of wrestling for 4 days, which is what you want. You want to feel like you're a part of it, especially if you're paying a premium. But I will say this about the AAA experience, even though I haven't seen a showdown in Mexico, those crowds look like at least they're having the time of their life for the money. So I don't know if the prices are going to work out long term, but I really like the current AAA product. Do you like it? Do you watch it? Or would you rather it just be WWE coming to Mexico and leave AAA alone and stop and not mix them together so much?
I like it, but I really concerned about how the WWE experience make the triple experience, because, for example, with the thing that the coins, the tradition of the coins, to throw,
Yeah,
Right.
throw money at the yeah.
yeah, when Dominic Mysterio gets hurt, the people in the comments of the videos and say things like, "Oh, don't do that, please, don't do that, please," and it's tradition. I mean,
I mean, it's been respect for the luchadors too. If you throw money at a match, it means it's one of the best matches of the night.
Yeah, we threw money at the match that they had last night, one of the matches. Yeah.
oh, I see some comments that don't say culero.
Right.
Yeah.
I really don't like it because that's culture, that's tradition, that's our history, and that's the thing that I concerned, because that WWE has too much, tenga mucho peso sobre eso.
Yeah, it has a lot of control. Yes. Well, yeah. Well, Yeah, you're right. I was speaking with somebody. I think I went to a car dealership and they asked me what I do. So I was telling them about how if somebody asked me, "What are you wrestling? Have you ever heard?"
Wrestling, you just throw it right out there.
So I was explaining to them how sanitized WWE was compared to like the show. I think I sent you a photo, right? I sent you some videos of the show that I went to yesterday. And I mean, they had, I mean, of course, this was a crazy ass match because they had windshields on top of each other, on top of chairs, and then a light tubes, and it was a car crash basically. So yes, WWE does tend to sanitize. It's like Disney, right? It strips away and it just leaves the core that is sellable to the most amount of people, and that's okay. But it cannot be the whole thing, right?
Right.
So, with that idea, Daniela, I would like to know. So, are you looking now at other kinds of lucha libre or wrestling? Like I know I've so this will be on record. I'm inviting you to the watch along for Revolution, for AEW Revolution. So is that something that has piqued your attention? I mean, I know you had Thunder on your channel as an interview in español. So when you had to interview, I mean, of course, we all do research or whatever we're doing. Did that brought attention to you? Like, oh, maybe I haven't looked at AEW Women's Division in the same way that I have. Is that something that has got you?
Yeah, because I think now when I was just a fan, it's okay. I mean, who cares that I only see WWE? But now the people say me a lot like you should see that you should especially AW. The people say the people text me a lot about that. So I start to watching AW because I think that's something that I need to do like a content creator because I need to compare the things and yeah I feel okay with that now, but in the past I was like no, only WWE is my life and anything else, but
Oh,
now
she was a tribalist.
yeah.
He was a tribalist. Oh my god, we exclusive here. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, but now it's different.
Yeah, it's and that's an important part of like growing into the fandom of wrestling. I mean, I never really was. I mean, I was an ardent WWE fan, well, WWF fan, because I bought into the idea that WCW was trying to destroy WWE, right, at the time. So yeah, it's just that's part of the growth, and I'm happy that you're opening yourself to new kinds of lucha libre and wrestling. It's gonna make your because like I
I
probably
want to
should.
be a tribalist, Tony, so I don't have to watch 17 hours of wrestling every week. It's too much. Now I'm watching like NWA and
Well,
TNA.
why are you watching TNA? Your homie's gonna be on the show.
This week. I enjoyed it. And Santana's a homie. I like Santana.
Oh, I like Santana, but I don't watch the whole show for Santana. I can watch clips of Santana. That's
And the
fine.
audience beat up Steve Macklin. It was really funny.
What?
They healed him so hard.
Okay, so let's put this into perspective for Daniela. How easy is for you to get all this other content, and how often we're not gonna say where you're located, but you probably say it on your content. But how often can you get to watch different kinds of shows? Like I gotta say, this weekend for me in Monterrey, it's insane. We're gonna have 5 different shows. So the one I went to last night, a surprise show with that nobody knows what it's booked. Like nobody knows what's on it. And then AAA, and then I don't know what something on Sunday. I forgot what it was, but I mean that's 4 shows. This is a WrestleMania weekend. So how easy is for you to access that?
Well, here I don't have a problem to say that. I live in Merida, is the south of Mexico, the really south of Mexico, um, and but we don't have a lot of shows. I mean, Triple A came on November. Maybe 3, 4 appears over the year, but there is not such a tradition here.
But is there a local indie promotion?
Yeah, yeah. We have an arena on Progreso.
Oh, okay. Progreso, is that what isn't that around no,
No, Yucatan.
Yucatan? So it's on Yucatan. Okay. It's just the accessibility again. It's global, but then it's not, right? Like, I mean, it's like I was talking to a friend of mine. She is a commentator, and she just debuted as a wrestler as well in Denmark. And she is like, well, if Mercedes Monet comes here to wrestle our local indie, I will pay whatever. And I was like, oh, that does make a difference. I'm spoiled a little bit.
And you'll have to, because Mercedes charges those independent promotions a lot of money.
They will go broke if you don't go.
But I mean, most of them have made their money back.
Yeah.
She puts the butts in the seats.
All right. Daniela, I hope that you continue coming to our show. So right now we're gonna move on until to what we call hot takes.
Okay.
And if you're part of the show, this is our favorite. This is our favorite. And pops and traps as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so just gonna ask you a couple of questions. Just answer right away. Don't try to mince words. This is your true self thinking out loud right now. Tell me an overrated wrestler.
Jade Cargill.
Whoa. Well, I don't know if that's the.
I feel that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
I mean, they act like she's a blue chipper, and is she? She looks like a blue chipper. She looks like the next thing, but
Do you want to start? Do you want to start a problem here? I would have said Braun Breaker, but we'll see. Let's see.
and you think picking a fight with Braun Breaker is worse than picking a fight with Jade Cargill? You're crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but I don't like Braun Breaker. It's just I've been adamant about that, and I'll stick to my guns.
Excellent. You just wait until he's a champion, Tony. You'll like him. I'm gonna.
If I like him, I would say that I like him, but right now he has a lot to prove to everyone and to himself too. Because, anyways, all right. An underrated wrestler.
Chelsea Green.
Oh, I like her so much.
Okay, so why do you feel she's underrated? Why do you feel like she doesn't get more credit?
Because I mean, she is really entertaining and she is really funny, but she is also a great wrestler, and we can see everything that she could do on WWE, that she can do. She could do on WWE. She can do on WWE.
Yeah, agree. 100% agree.
That's a perfect yes. Okay, so what is your best WWE era?
My era, I don't know how PG.
era.
It is a PG era. Don't try to change the name. It's unfortunately called the PG era. Okay.
But the actual era that the wrestler woman are at that time, I really love that. I mean, for just woman division, just the woman division at that time.
Was it
I
the
really
Divas
love it.
division? Am I wrong? Or
That's the end of the Divas division, which is kind of different than the Stacy Keibler era of the women's division. But like,
that's where we got the
that was the era that led
Revolution.
to Evolution and that stuff,
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was all like when the Evolution era of the women's division happened when the NXT 4 Horsewomen came up and merged with the Divas era women. And that was really what put it over the top. But the end of the Divas era was definitely one of the better moments in WWE at that time.
And what is right now the best current storyline that which one is the best current storyline that's out there?
ahorita.
I love that this is a hard
Wow.
question.
I
It's
thought,
tricky.
I thought she was gonna be like this.
No,
It's hard.
I think that now it's a lot of ¿cómo se dice? Inconclusas.
Yeah, unfinished. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfinished. There's a lot of finished storylines.
But maybe Ailey Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
But I don't really into in ninguna.
Okay, none of them. So, if I ask you outside of WWE, is there anything you liked in the like in the current right now, or just like around this time right now?
Maybe the El Grande, Los Grandes Americanos.
Los Grandes, yeah.
Yeah.
Todos Grandes Americanos.
Yeah. Well, we should definitely get in another episode and talk about it, because we need to make a decision as the Mexican public.
Because Tony, you and we need to vent.
Yes.
This is very personal for me and Tony. Like,
yes,
I absolutely hated the early parts of the Chad Gable Grande Americano thing. It just offended everything I love about Lucha Libre. And I like Chad Gable. I have said so.
I have nothing. I don't like him, but I don't have anything against him.
And we hated the gimmick. We thought it was dead. I didn't even really realize they had switched people. And then all of a sudden we started watching the Kaiser version, Grande Americano Dos.
I don't even like
Grande Americano. What are we ways? But so good. And now I'm conflicted because in America, the Grande Americano that we like is a heel. And Chad Gable, who is acting like a piece of crap and offending everything about Lucha Libre, is a babyface in America. So when I watch WWE, I hate it. But then when I watch AAA, I love it because my Grande Americano, the Mexican Grande Americano who's not Mexican.
Oh God, yes. We should do a separate episode just to talk about that. Definitely.
I mean, I have to have a separate therapist just to talk about it. So
definitely, yes. I have one final.
Before you move on, though, I want to ask. Go. I got to ask her real quick.
Go.
Okay, so right now, yes, storylines. I agree. It's so hard to pick because are they even storylines? We're like building characters and we're building feuds, but we're not really building stories unless you include what's in the box as a story. But that's not a good story because we don't know if it's going to be.
Hold on. How do you feel about what's in the box?
I don't know how to expect. I mean, I really think that it could be a dog, like Undertaker opens the mystery box and appears a dog. I think something like that could happen. Yeah,
perro, dog.
Oh wow, we have. Thank you, WWE. This is what you have left.
This is what you produced us to.
Guys, you've broken us.
Okay, but let's redeem it. So, give me your top 3 storylines of all time. Like, what were the stories that you liked? Are you a Bloodline person? Was it what were your 3 best ones or feuds? Storylines or feuds?
Undertaker versus Edge.
Okay.
I really appreciate that because I mean the Vicky Guerrero character and the wedding and all the things that are around that storyline. I really love. I really love it. And CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with the friendship bracelet.
Right. That's a recent one.
Like that. Yeah. And
that's recent. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Yeah.
Rhea and Charlotte at West Romania. I mean, the history about that. Yeah.
I want to see that one again. They need to get back to that one.
It's one of my favorite matches.
Okay. I dig it.
All right. So I have one final question. I know we said that 2 times already, but if you could book, like you are Triple H Segoviano and well, he does. Justin will say that he doesn't have the power to book anything anymore. But if let's say you are the head booker at WWE, or not even at WWE, you have all the power in the world to book a WrestleMania match, the main event. What is it?
CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy.
Oh my god!
Hey now, let's go.
Oh wow,
That could happen.
yeah.
Yeah, I always been a huge fan of CM Punk, and when I was on secondary, my friends are huge fans of Jeff Hardy.
Right.
So when Jeff Hardy leaves the company, I was like, and I always been like, that's the thing that could happen. I mean, that's the correct thing. But my friends really hate me about it. So now,
But then
I
CM Punk
think
left. You guys were even well, so many years later, but
yeah, but I think CM Punk is great at this time. The people think that no, he's too old, he's not moved too fast, but I really think that he's great. And Jeff Hardy is too. So I think they can prove that they still have it.
I'm going to recommend that it be an ambulance match just so that the medical people are nearby. Because
for both of them's sake.
Because Jeff is crazy. I don't even know if Jeff realizes how much pain his body actually is in.
No,
he is the nice. Have you ever met Jeff Hardy? You have. If you haven't, like you have to go out and go. Like fans out there, stand in the line. Pay whatever it is. Pay the $100 or whatever. Go meet Jeff Hardy and Matt. Matt's also good, but he's nothing like Jeff. Jeff is the nicest person to wrestling fans that has ever been in the wrestling business. He'll sign anything. He'll talk to you. He'll make you feel seen. He is one of these people that genuinely loves his fans. Go see him before he does something really, really stupid and can't ever walk again. Because it's gonna like he's still taking bumps like he's 20 years old sometimes. And CM Punk, he's made out of glass on certain days. Like you pick the wrong day of the week, and CM Punk is a tower of Legos ready to.
If the moon is not shining correctly, he will get.
Hey, I want to ask you this, Danielle. I want to talk about your content and where you came up with your idea and your style for making your content, because it seems to have really caught on. Are there not enough people doing what you do in Spanish? And why do you think people have gravitated towards you in your wrestling themed content?
I think that the content, I don't know in English, but in Spanish, the people is so angry with the companies. So what I think, what I try to do is created content that don't make feel people angry. I mean, a lot of commentaries that I receive is like, "Oh, I remember hiciste que recordara. You
made me remember.
Made me remember when I was young." I mean, I think that the people that consume my content had my age. So sometimes it's like,
All stars like she's.
And the people is so nice with me. But I think that is the kind of content that I created. So that makes me feel great because I'm not such an angry person with the companies. So I try to.
We gotta put her in a room with Beef Loaf.
Oh my God, that's what I was just thinking. You gotta meet our friend Meatloaf.
He's from Falmouth, England, and he hates everything. He hates wrestling with like it's religious. The only thing he likes is his homie Santos Escobar.
Because our friends. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to that kind of dynamic.
But I love that
Also,
perspective of nostalgia and reminding people of what they love about wrestling, because we do need those reminders sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to be a wrestling fan, and sometimes we get bogged down in the minutia. Like I listened to Dave LaGreca earlier this week, and poor Dave, he talks about wrestling 5 days a week for 3 hours. So he talks about wrestling even more than we do. And you could hear the frustration in his voice when he started the show, and he's just like, I don't want to talk about the ticket sales anymore. I get it. But like, if I was doing football commentary, I wouldn't be talking about the NFL's Super Bowl sales. I'd be talking about the two teams. I'd be talking about the stories going into it and whatever. Like, yeah, let me critique that. There's plenty of bad stuff to say just about the stories alone. Let's not talk about the inside, inside baseball stuff or whatever. And I could totally feel that. And Dave is a fan. And I see that with you too, of like, you want to be a part of wrestling in a way that makes you invested in loving it, as opposed to the people that get invested in hating it, the JD from New Yorks of the world, as I like to call them. Yeah, and the Meatloaf.
And I try to put on the table like some topics that like mental health, the woman careers.
Yes.
That things that we don't see on the ring, and I think that's great, because nobody talk a lot of, especially mental health of wrestlers. So that's another thing that I try to apport to the community.
Can I ask you about something very, very current, where Harley Cameron from AEW, she was involved in a spot that didn't go very well, where Penelope Ford did a flip, and a lot of fans saw some video and accused her of moving out of the way and really assassinated her character and said very mean things to her in general, to the point where she left Twitter, and we don't know like what her mental health is right now, but clearly it's not a good situation if you have to close down your social media, especially with being the kind of entertainer that she is, where she does puppetry, ventriloquism, comedy, singing. She's this multi-talented person that loves her online persona. What do you think about some of the cruelty out there that these wrestlers experience on a regular basis?
I think that the people on internet in general are so angry with the things that happen on the world, and they just put on the internet what they feel about it, and that the people think that the things that happen on the internet that are not real, but that's not correct. That is real, and there is another people behind the screen who is receiving all these things. So it's sad.
Well, yeah, no, most of these what's it called keyboard warriors, yeah, they won't.
I mean, but wrestling fans are passionate, and I feel like a lot of wrestling fans, what's good about wrestling is it gives wrestling fans an outlet, but that also should point people to the fact that a lot of people don't have enough healthy outlets in general. And when wrestling fans who, and I know a lot of different types of wrestling fans, but many are very kind of sheltered and introspective and kind of not outgoing people or whatever. And, they start to live a little bit too much in a fantasy world, and it can be detrimental. And then you start thinking that you can interact or have powers that you shouldn't have. And then people do. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Sometimes you start making threats, and then maybe not you, but then some other guy thinks that, oh, I'm impressing this person by acting out their threats, or by stalking this wrestler at the hotel, or asking them for something in the airport when it's inappropriate, or like infringing on their space. Like they're normal people with private lives. And I know people think that because they chose a public profession that gives everyone a right to assassinate their character if they've made a mistake, but there's a line to it. Like, you can criticize, but hopefully it's constructive criticism. You can say that Harley didn't do the spot right. She didn't. But at the same time, if you're telling her that she's a bad person because of it, that doesn't make sense, guys. She's not a bad person. I know Harley Cameron. She's a sweetheart. And
Yes,
I
yes.
can't even tell you how hard she has worked to become a better wrestler. She knew she wasn't the greatest wrestler in the world. And she knows she's green to a certain extent compared to the other girls. But at the same time, she has worked really, really hard to protect the people that are in that company with her. And it's insane to think that she maliciously did something. She made a mistake. And yes, it's a costly mistake. And yes, she should be called out. But don't think that her bosses didn't call her out the second she went through the curtain. Another person got hurt. Of course she did. And there's, like you're some armchair quarterback sitting in your basement or whatever. The most that you're allowed to say is, man, she blew that spot. But if you directly start attacking her, like, stop. You're no good. You're a bad person. Don't do that. That's just my opinion. I hate seeing stuff like that happen. And, and we are all people that comment on wrestling, whether it be good, bad, or ugly. So our opinions do matter, and they do influence people. And we have to all be careful of these things, whether it's 2 people or 2 million people that hear your words. You got to measure what you're saying and why and how you're doing it.
Yeah, I think that's part of the very important aspect of what Daniela is doing in her content, because I think I'm like, even the editing of it, the pop-up, the little letters and all that stuff, it makes you happier. It doesn't have to be like, wrestling. Have you watched TNA lately? I'm kidding. Okay. So I'm
gonna let you do a TNA hate video this week, Tony. Just get it out of your system.
No, I don't have time. I don't have time. Daniela is gonna do them. We're gonna torture Daniela to watch TNA shows from now on until the end of the year. See how positive she stays after that.
Okay, we should do a TNA watch along, Tony, just to see how we all really feel about the product in the moment.
Right. Well,
no holds barred. TNA watch along. Make it happen.
We want to have you back. Definitely, you're welcome to the space. It's yours anytime you want to join us. We're gonna have you on the watch along for. Now you gotta know, AEW shows are not 4 matches. All right, they're probably 17 or.
What do you mean? Yeah, they're 4 matches. 4 matches on the pre-show.
On the pre-show, yes. So you're gonna have to take your breaks. You get a snack. Walk around. Get limbered. It's just like. But yeah, we want to have you back. I truly enjoy this conversation. I think you bring a very important and updated view of things into this wrestling world. And I thank you for your time, and hopefully you'll get to come around again. Please let us know where people can find you, where they can follow you, all the content you're gonna have coming up, anything that you're doing. Just let us know right now so that we can plug it in and put it on the show.
Well, I am on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, and Instagram, like Dani de las Luchas. I try to have content all the days, all the week. I've been there all the week. I am really into. So thank you so much for having me. Like I said at the intro, had a space where I could talk wrestling with all the people that really understand me. That makes me feel so happy. So thank you for having me. And I've been there wherever you want.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah.
Appreciate you guys for joining us again. That's Deanne. Say that you are your Instagram one more time. Dani.
Oh, her Instagram is actually at Seamos Sororas, right? Yeah, I will put it in there so the people will see it. Well, not here on hers.
Because I expect every one of you that is watching this right now to go get that follow, subscribe action going on for Dani and us. And until next time.